All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our webinar Wednesday. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the eDirectory app builder. We wanted to check if the audio is okay, so people can just post in there if the audio is working for them. But I hope everything is great. So eDirectory has a web interface, as you're familiar with. It also has a mobile web interface, a responsive design, so that the web interface looks good on mobile devices. But in addition to that, it has native apps for Android and iPhone. The advantages of the native apps are the icon sits on the screen of the user after they download them. As well as you can send notifications into the apps. And the user experience is a little bit tighter than the web. You don't get distracted and move off the app, etc. So often they're great for building local directories and other types of guides. Just to speak a little bit about the native apps. The native apps for iPhone and Android. The iOS app is written in Swift, right? And those apps are submitted to the Apple Store, the Apple App Store, and the Android, those are written in Java, and those are submitted to the Google Web Store. Our clients need to get their own accounts in both the Apple Store and the Google Store, and then the advantage of that is the apps will be submitted under your brand. A little while ago, Apple had a problem where they were restricting third parties, I guess, from releasing apps, etc. So they reduced that, and now you can release these types of apps. We can help you release them into the App Store. Is it cutting a little bit? Let's see what we can do to get this audio clipped a little bit better. I'm not sure. Maybe start connection as well. Is there a dial-in number we can dial in as well? Or is this just out the web? No, that's just the web. Okay. I guess we'll keep going. Hopefully it comes out okay. We'll also have a recording of it if people need audio later. One other great thing about the apps is it's integrated with Google Firebase platform, which has analytics. So you can see some analytics on the app usage, etc. Also through that, you can send push notifications. You can actually send, Firebase is a Google platform, but you can send notifications to both iOS and the Android apps through the Firebase platform. And we try to do what we can to get a beautiful screen design. Also, because it's on the mobile device, it has voice search features built in as well. Let's keep going here. Okay, yeah, so first what we'll do is show you where it is here. Okay, let's go. And we're going to do a screen share. Okay. Is it working? Yeah. Okay, so in the site manager here, we'll just go down to show you where the mobile app configuration is. And the first steps are you want to build the app. So there's some customizations that you can do to the layout through the interface here. These include picking your application name, uploading an icon. You can also pick which features of the directory you would like to work with on the mobile app, and maybe you don't want to have everything on your app. You just want to have listings, you just want to have events or something like that. That can certainly be done. In this step here, you choose your preview page image, and then you can choose your colors, configure custom colors, or just pick a color scheme to match your regular website. And then we have a preview app, and the preview app allows you to see what the app will look like before it's in the App Store. So what you do is download the previewer, and you go to the Android store or the Apple Store, and then you download the preview app, and then it'll ask you for the site and then the PIN number. And then you put those two in, and it'll connect to your eDirectory database, and you'll be able to see what the app looks like, make sure everything goes before you submit to the App Store. And then, actually, maybe let's go, what do we have here? Oh, this is the preview page stuff? Okay, and then there's some other information, the About Us page, configuration of the app where you can put in some text, your email address, phone number. All this information by default is pulled over from the eDirectory main website, so you don't have to do much typing, but if you do want to change some things, you can certainly do that. The custom pages are great. One recommendation we have actually for the apps is like you can do some different sponsorships here and create a custom page, sell some bigger packages to a couple specific sponsors. You know, hey, our app sponsor is this company, etc. And then you can create a custom page in the app with some branding and links, etc. For this. So this is an example of how that does, and you can have a credit in here. A little content builder for the app, which is great. The menu, this is the next thing that you can do in the app, and you can change the menu, what's in there. You can also change the labels, etc. This also is copied over from your directory to minimize the amount of change that you need to make, but it does allow you to have slightly separate interfaces for the Android Apple. You can drag and move them around, delete the ones you don't want, etc., etc. Change the labels, change where the labels link to. And then there's a separate Android little thing on the bottom there. Let's go back and show that just so you can kind of get some idea in the interface of what it's going to look like on Android and iPhone. And then one other opportunity is the slider. You can have a home slider for the apps, and this is a great advertising spot as well. You can put in custom branded sliders here and link them up to different things, etc. This is our example from our demo, but you can obviously put your own in there. And then we also have these smart banners, and these smart banners are these go on the website, when somebody goes to your website and they're on an iPhone or an Android, what happens is the website detects that they're coming in from these from these devices, and then it'll give them an opportunity to download the native app and use that instead of using the website version. And again, there's a bunch of advantages for using a native app. Anyway, so then after you have the app configured, you can build it. Oh, and they don't need to resubmit to make some of these changes, right?
So only the callers, for Android, that if you make some change on the caller, you need to
recompile the app. Okay, so a lot of these changes to like custom pages and some of the images, etc., you can change those and update those after you submit them. Especially for the App Store, Apple doesn't accept any type of like demo apps, trial apps, etc. So you need to make sure your app is ready to go. It's got content in it. It looks pro, everything before you build and submit. And then to build and submit, let's go to that section there. Let's see if we have any questions or anything. We can pop back on that. If there's any questions, just pop them into the chat here while we're going through this. I hope the voice is okay. All right. Okay, I think we're okay. It's not stuff there. Okay. All right, and then to the app builder, basically the build process. Yeah, let's click on that. Oh, it's not available on here, but basically what happens is Android and iPhone have separate processes and to get them into the store. And so typically, like for the iOS, you need to have your Apple account. You need to get a key. You put the key into the web interface here, then you build the app, and then you submit it through Apple's store interface there. with description and photos for the store, photos of what the app looks like, screenshots, etc. We have a service where we can do that for you. You can talk to our account executive for that. It's not very expensive, or you can kind of suffer through it yourself. The Apple's a little bit tough to submit. It's just a little bit complicated. There's some technical language about the keys and all that kind of stuff. The Google is much easier to do, certainly. But we're certainly available to help if you need any help with the mobile apps. Let's see what else.
Some good practices on sending push notification, not to send too much.
Yeah, so in terms of push notifications, so push notifications is little notifications you get on your app, like you can use them for promotion. I think actually the App Store rules often aren't super in favor of using them for promotion, but you can do kind of light branded, like content type promotions with them, certainly. Obviously, push is for driving engagement. I mean, that's what people use it for. So let's show the Firebase interface here, if we can show this demo. This is Firebase. This is Google's system, I guess, that does app analytics, and it'll connect to both the Android and the iPhone, and then it has the interface to send push notifications through. So you can see this is just a demo account. You'll get your own account, which will have stuff in there. And then there's some of the analytics. And then if you go here on the left to notifications, you'll be able to see the different notifications and send new ones. There's nothing really to it, and we can certainly walk you through it if you have any questions specifically how to do it. And you don't want to send too many notifications or people get annoyed every day, but it is a good idea. They certainly drive engagement, and they're pretty effective to send these types of notifications.
Even sending push notification or
absolutely.
Specific offers.
Yeah, you can do specific offers, all sorts of creative things you can do with this, certainly.
Yeah, Firebase even allows users to define filters, specific public and devices, etc.
Right, so you can do targeted messages to different segments of your app user base.
Yeah.
Right? Basically.
And also schedule.
And you can schedule them for later, so you can just go set them all up and then let them run. Great. So let's see if we have any questions or comments here at this point. See if you may need to relay that just to make sure. Go back to where was it? Where we can see. Don't they have the one where it shows the time and all that? Okay, so it is running. Okay. Great. Yeah, does anybody have any questions about the mobile apps? Anything we can discuss? Open to this. What else do we have in the slides?
It's another.
Oh, how to monetize, yeah. Some ideas to monetize, I think we already discussed all of those. Okay. I guess that's pretty much all we had, I guess, to talk about the mobile apps. If nobody has any questions, I guess it's good. Yeah. Okay, well, great. Thanks for joining us today. We will have a recording of this, which hopefully the quality will be better at. And we'll investigate the quality so next time the presentation comes out tight. Okay?
Just on the next week, we'll have another talk for marketing essentials. For growing.
Great. So next week, we'll have a little bit more in depth about marketing your directory, driving engagement, etc. Should be a good one.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.